Hi, in this video I will show you how you can set up trees to be used with the tree grower asset. You can also find these two trees, among others, already set up in the tree grower demo scene. Now what we want to achieve, tree grower grows the branches along splines. So we have to set up individual branches first, then we have to parent them to each other, and then we have to create splines. Now don't worry, there's an automatic setup, which works quite well for many trees. But here, for example, on this big tree, you can see all of the branches are directly connected with each other, which makes it a bit difficult for the tool to detect them individually. But I will show you some tips and tricks so we can get this done fairly quickly. If you happen to have a tree that has, for example, multiple mesh filters for the trunk or for the leaves, you can simply use the included mesh combine tool. You can open it here, assign the mesh filters and combine the meshes. It's easy as that. I will simply create a new storage file. Now, as I mentioned before, this tree is quite easy. We can, first of all, we always want to exploit the automatic setup as good as possible. I will click on this Generate Branches button. And now, let me hide the splines quickly. Let me also hide the leaves. Like this, it's easier to see. And you can see the trunk, for example, is the automatic setup created multiple branches for this one trunk. This is of course not what we want, but this tree is thankfully quite simple to set up, because the branches, okay, let me undraw the vertices as well. The branches here are not, the vertices here are not directly connected, but the vertices in the trunk or the individual branches, they are directly connected. So we can use this merge by distance here. Let's leave it at 0.001. I create the branches again. Let me visualize them as well. And now you can see each branch is already set up correctly. Let's also check the splines. Now you probably don't want to set up each individual spline correctly for all those branches here, because they are hidden behind the leaves anyways. Now what's most important is the trunk and maybe those that are visible immediately. To do this, let's hide all. Let's draw the trunk. And the splines are simply Unity splines. They can be set up in the Unity spline container, which is added beneath the tree grower component. Now here I have the trunk, for example. You can move the nuts like this, as you would with any other Unity splines. You may have used the package before, the Unity splines package. Okay, this looks already quite good. Now let me undraw the splines. And let's quickly check this hierarchy. By the way, these drop-down menus on the right of each branch item, they are quite helpful, also here on top. And here I can, for example, say display, isolate view, inclusive children. Okay. And here you can see something is not correct, because this branch should be directly connected to the trunk, and also this branch should be directly connected to the trunk. Here I can use this eyedropper button to isolate this, for example. You can see it is directly connected to the trunk, it's correct. Now let's check what's going on here. This is not directly connected to the trunk. We can change that quickly. Either we can use this set parent menu. When you click on it, you can define the parent index and the child index. The child index is this index 8, it's here, and the parent index is index 0. I can click on set parent, or I can do it even quicker. If I just visualize both of those, I go in this menu, branch, parent to first visible. First visible indicates to the first visible item in this list, like this, and that's it. Now, this branch, what have I done? I'm not sure. So what I wanted is to add to parent this branch directly to the trunk. So let's do it like this, parent to first visible. And now this branch is directly parented to the trunk. Let's check this one again. Maybe I screwed something up, I'm not sure. Okay, this one works as well. And these are the children, etc. You get the idea. So this branch, this tree is quite simple. Next we want to create the leaves. Let me add some leaves material again. Now the leaves are really, you don't want to set up individual leaves usually, so all you need to do is just click this generate leaves button. This list has been created automatically. The nearest branches, this is where the leaves will grow. Leaves do not grow with splines, but simply from the parent branch outwards. Okay, before we set up too much, I always recommend to just simply test it. If you go in the tree grower component in this animation tab, you will find all the animation settings. Here we can execute and start. Okay, and just leave it like this. And just try it out. Hit play, see what happens. Okay, you can see the trunk is following the spline, and it looks already quite good. Now there are a few minor problems. Let's see. Okay, this may be a bit disturbing that this branch just grows out of nothing here. To resolve this, first of all we have to detect which branch this is. I go back in the setup tab. Let's just draw all. And okay, see where this goes. Here it is. Now when the animation is done, I can isolate it using the eyedropper again. Now what's the problem here? Let's see. Currently this branch is directly parented to the trunk, but it is not, as you can see, quite obvious. We want to parent it probably to this one here. Now let's use the eyedropper tool again. See which one this is. Okay, it's just the order is not correct. So I'll go to this menu again, branch, parent to first visible. And now this one is parented to the trunk, index 0. And this one is parented to index 33. Now let's move on to the bigger tree here. As I mentioned before, it's a bit more difficult. Now this tree is already set up. This is a tree storage file from the demo scene. Just want to show you how it should look like in the end. We have the vertices here I can draw, and each branch in this branches list. Now for example, this is one branch here. This is one branch with two children here, etc. And if I draw these splines, then you can see, let me make this a bit more visible, like this. You can see the splines are also roughly correct. I mean, they don't have to be exact, just about correct. Okay, let's see how we can create this from scratch. I will also create in a storage file. Let's call this branches. And first of all, again, we will try to exploit the automatic setup. I click on generate branches, see what happens. And you can see it's quite a mess. So each of those points are individual branches, and the branches list now has over 600 items. This is obviously not what we wanted. So we can try out some different settings. You saw before the min vertex count, we can increase it maybe to 200. Generate again. And it already looks much better. Now this, for example, is almost okay. If you have a tree like this, first of all you want to make sure to define the trunk properly. Currently, this would be the trunk, according to the tool. This is obviously not correct. Let's eyedrop. We can use this as a trunk. Maybe something even better. No, okay, I think this one is fine. We can use this as a trunk. I scroll down in this list, go to this drop down, branch, set as trunk. Alright, now this is our new trunk. The trunk, maybe we can add something to the trunk. This, for example, I can do it in two ways again. I can go here in this merge menu, define the parent and child index, or I can do it directly here in the list using the drop down, branch, and then merge with first visible. Let's do it. And now this is our trunk. It's not quite correct because we want the trunk, usually the trunk should follow one line like this and not be split up like that. This branch should be parented directly to the trunk. It is not. It is parented to this one. Okay. I think we can merge those. Let's do it quickly. Branch. Merge with first visible like this. And now we can parent this directly to the trunk. Branch. Parent to first visible. Okay. Now this one is parented to the top. The colors are a bit, you can change the colors here on top using this new colors button per branch. And now it's much better. Or you can just change the colors individually like this. So also possible. Okay, this is parented to the trunk, that's correct. Now you see we want these vertices to belong to this branch and not to the trunk. Okay, we can grow it like this, or we can grow it like this. Let's just say we want to grow it like this, and these vertices should belong to those. Here we have the paint menu. You can open it simply by click on this. Define what you want to paint. This is branch index 6. I used this eyedropper tool again. Index 6 is correct. Okay, and now I can just paint it like this. Okay. There are a few left. Okay, this looks good. You can also draw bounds, by the way, which may be helpful to show you if there maybe for some reason this trunk has maybe a vertex up in here. So you don't miss it, you can draw the bounds and makes it quite clear what's going on. Okay, next let's take care of those branches here on the bottom. I close the paint menu. Let's see what we have here. This, for example. Okay, you see we have vertices here and here. Maybe let's just merge it with the trunk first. So merge with first visible, like this. And now we have this one here is index 35. Go to the paint menu again. Branch index 35. I can type it in manually, or I can eyedrop it from the scene and paint again like we did before. And here you see the bounds come quite handy because there are some vertices are used by both branches, both by the trunk and by this branch. So we can just paint and you see how the bounds getting smaller and smaller. Okay, I think this looks quite okay. Let's do one more branch. This one. We'll eyedrop it. Okay, you see it already not correct. Let's see what we can do. So maybe let's merge these two here. Let me do it like this. Eyedrop this one. Let's just merge them. I can also use this top menu here. Merge all visible. We only have these two branches visible, so I can simply use this. Now what I want to do is to create a new branch for this one. to do this, I go to this split menu here. Now I can either split automatically by distance, or I can create a so-called split object. This is quite helpful in this case. First of all, I want to make sure this branch index is the one I want to split. Okay, now I click this create split object. And here I want to make sure the bounds of this cube covers all the meshes, all the vertices I want to split up. I can transform it. Let me use the local like this. Then I click on this split button and we have created a new branch. Okay, I think you get the idea how these menus here work. You have the paint, merge, split, set parent, and you can do the same also using these drop-down menus here. Okay, I think you get the idea. This is how you set up your tree. Have fun and see you soon.